Hey, y'all, what's up? Welcome to the show. So that you can know, we're not just doing relationships anymore. We're doing real people, real life situations. So reality hour / relationship hour. No matter what the situation is, you get inboxes and we might just read yours like we're going to do today. Good afternoon from around the country. Kenya Brown, producer of the show. How you feel today?
I'm good. How are you?
All good. What's up to everybody on the Instagram Live? How y'all doing?
Hey, everybody.
Share the video. Get at us. Touch down with us. Let's dive into this one right quick. I think this might be an easy one.
Okay. Dear Sam, I've been married for 23 years to my college sweetheart. 3 years into the marriage, he cheated on me. We separated for a year, and after talking, we got back together for our then 3-year-old. He cheated again 8 years later on a boys' trip, but again, we reconciled for the sake of our now 2 kids. I recently came across evidence he's cheated again. Our oldest child is now about to graduate college, and the youngest is about to graduate high school. My husband has been remorseful for his infidelities, but I can't get once a cheater, always a cheater out of my head. He also tries to blame me for his issues and says that the only reason he cheated on me is because I don't have enough sex with him. I am ready now to file for divorce, and I've told the kids about his infidelities because I wanted them to understand the reasoning for the divorce. I am totally checked out of the marriage, and he wants to try to salvage our relationship again for the sake of our children because he never had a father figure growing up. And he is furious that I told the children, am I wrong for my actions, or should I try yet again for the sake of the kids?
Well, the kids are grown. When I first heard this, I thought that only one was grown and the other one was like a baby or something. No, your kids are grown. So don't make an excuse to stay in a relationship that you're unhappy in. Now, I'm not the one to tell you to go get a divorce. I'm not going to tell you to do that. What I am going to tell you is don't use the kids for an excuse. I remember, I'm telling my family business, but I remember when my mother decided to stay in her marriage. And she stayed, she's like, you had the nerve to come over to town about, but I'm going to be from a broken family. And then I was like, well, I got these 3. So, Sam, her talking about broken family. They wound up getting a divorce anyway.
Yeah.
It happened.
It happened.
So I'm not telling you, like, co-sign it, but what I will tell you is don't use that as an excuse. And number 2, they're grown kids.
Yeah.
They grown. They get it. Now, as far as you telling them getting all in the family business, y'all marriage, but they grown though. So they are grown. So I say don't have an in-depth conversation with them about it. You just tell them me and daddy didn't work out. But I'm curious to find out about you all. Do you tell your grown kids about the infidelity of that the spouse did? Is that conversation you have where you just said, or you just do this? Ask your daddy about his pants coming down all the time. That's why I'm leaving. Ask him about his pants falling down.
I think you have to talk to your children, not in a malicious way.
Yeah.
But as I got older, my mother would tell me all types of things that she went through in her marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But it was too late. It was after I had already went through things and stuff like that. I was like, well, you probably could have saved me a lot of heartache if you would have just told me, just have some real conversations.
But does that put a bad taste in? Are you sowing a seed of discord if you tell your kids that mommy, the reason we're not together because mommy was with another man or daddy was with another woman? Is that something? Even though, well, I ain't gonna say mommy because you don't call them mommy when we maybe some people do.
Oh, good gracious.
Maybe some people do at 20. Do your kids still call you mommy or they say ma?
No, they call me mommy.
Okay, all right. So do you go and tell them the reason exactly why, or how do you do that when they're old enough to understand? Because these kids are old enough to understand.
Absolutely. You have a real conversation with them. And most of the time, the kids already know something's up.
They already know.
They hear you talking, your conversations that you shush when they come in the room. Kids know way more than we give them credit for. It's just that when we actually talk to them, we get to see how they feel. We get to talk to them and, give them better understanding than just the whispers.
What do you got to say about it? We're going to read your comments, and we're also going to take phone calls today at 888-409-0931, 888-409-0931. That's the number to call to check in. Let's get some of these comments coming.
Jay said, actually, he hasn't been remorseful because he continued to cheat. He probably will never be faithful. File those papers and move on. Life is too short to waste any more time in a relationship with a man you can't trust. Your health and happiness is too important. He can be a father from outside your home and bed.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You don't stop being a father because you don't live in the same house. Now, I hear what people say. They got these studies that says, the kids are more likely to be successful when they have both parents in the home. But I know people who are who are married and their fathers was there, but their fathers was not there.
Right.
The mothers was there, but their mothers was not there.
When my mother finally left, I was like, thank you. What took you so long? Good gracious. She was like, you're not upset? I was like, no.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear any more arguments.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear. I mean, the energy. Don't you feel the energy in your house?
Yeah,
like,
when it shift, yeah.
Yeah, because your kids feel that energy. Yeah. They take it in. I was like, thank goodness. Yeah. It could just be me and mommy.
Janetta says, keep the kids out of it as much as possible. Their relationship with both parents has nothing to do with the marriage. Enable the children to love both parents individually without saying or doing things that may cause them to pick sides. That's where I was coming from because yeah, but at the same
grown.
time, but if they're 18 and 19, and one is graduating from college, right?
Right.
That's an adult. So then you have one that's 18, you're ready to graduate from high school. Do you tell at that age, and not that you bash, but do you just say,
right,
this is what happened? Well, yeah, your old man cheated on me 3 times, and we're still good friends, but we just decided to divorce.
Thank you.
Is that a nice way to say it?
I mean, that's just the truth. It's not.
Yeah, son, I did something horrible. I was hitting all these women out here, son. I love your mama, but, man, you see when you get older, man, all that ass out there. Now, I ain't telling you it's right, son.
Right.
But I'm risking. I done risked I done lost your wife. I mean, I lost my wife, but hopefully I can still have you, son.
But isn't that a good conversation to be able to have with your sons? That's because they know you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And see, the thing about young men, though, young boys, if daddy does something that hurts mama, what young boys feel to realize is that they going to be judged. I'm about to mess y'all head up. You're going to be judged on everything that you put your parents through. I think everybody will. So you get young men to say what they'll never do, or they're not going to do this, but then until they become an adult, it's a different ball game.
That's right.
Now you're an adult. Now what happened? Well, how come you couldn't? You need to look at yourself the same way you looked at your old man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful of that because I've seen somebody who was salty that their father cheated on their mama and left. He ain't this, he ain't that. I'm like, but dog, you smashing. Look at all these women you smashing.
Right.
Man, but yeah, I'm in my 20s. You know, I'm in my 20s, man. I ain't married nobody. I said, yeah, but you smashing all the women. What happens if you get married and you can't stop? I said, don't treat your daddy bad because your relationship didn't work out with your mama. That's between them two.
Right.
And sometimes boys, we do it. We like, man, because when my mom was hurting, when they was going through, I'm like over here, like, I'm like, I'm over here with my mama.
Right. I mean, I feel that truth doesn't have to be bashing. Like, you don't have to, like the way you put it, a guy could teach a lesson to his sons at that moment. This is what I did. This is why. So maybe you don't want to get in a relationship if you're not equally yoked as far as.
If you're not ready.
All of that stuff.
Or if you have a problem. And see, that's a conversation that men need to have. See, men don't talk enough. We don't talk enough.
That's the truth.
We don't talk enough, man, about, like, when this happens and that happens, we play Mr. Tough Guy or we know it all. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, because I don't know, and not all things cause you to choose sides. So just because you say, "Hey, we, mom and dad, are not together anymore
Right.
because there was some infidelity," it doesn't mean that the mother has to go through and be like, "Oh, you a cheating dog. Your daddy
Yeah.
was a dog, and he
Yeah.
did this, and he don't have no
Yeah.
money," or whatever. You don't have to do it that way.
Not at all. We're gonna read this again coming up live on the radio in about 4 minutes. So those just tuning in, we're gonna go through this one more again coming up.
Now, Jeanette, that's the one who made the comment to keep the kids out of it. She said, "No, that's still getting them involved. I don't care if the kids are 30 years old." So just,
You don't think you should? I mean, but if they ask, if your kid comes and says, "How come? What happened with the marriage? I was married 23 years, man. I thought it was good."
right.
So what you supposed to do?
Just be quiet. Be quiet.
Boy, don't you ask me nothing about my damn marriage. Boy, you stay in the child place.
Don't say nothing.
But I'm 25, Daddy.
Don't say nothing.
I just want to know so it can so my marriage can work. Read dailies too. I'll read dailies. You see dailies?
Yeah, so for the 100th time, he has cheated. What are you waiting for? HIV test to come back positive or a disease you can never get rid of? Trust God, move on. You're worth more than that in case
Yeah.
you didn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's nice.
yeah. I'm with you on that one.
Eric said, let them grow up drama free. Let the kids decide. Children don't need
But they
to
not
grow
babies.
up under drama.
They not babies. See, everybody stop. I thought the same thing. One is graduated from college. One is graduated from high school. They're not babies.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that a lot of people see truth as, conflict instead of a teaching moment.
It is, and that's what's wrong with the world now, and that goes on why we deal with racism the way we deal with it, because people don't want to accept the truth,
Right.
and that's why we keep dealing with some of the things, because people don't want to know the truth.
Yep. Tennille said, if you're the right parent, the kid will have love you both no matter what. I mean, I knew that there was problems in my parents' marriage,
Yeah.
but I loved my dad. I know he wasn't a good husband, but I mean,
But was he a good father?
I mean, he loved me to death.
Yeah.
So nothing could ever change that.
Right.
Nothing would ever take away the fact that he loves me.
Right.
Loves me.
And sometimes some kids have been guilty of deciding their love for the parents based upon if they still together or the relationship dynamics between them two. And you can't do that. And I think as parents, you need to be able to see that that's what's going on, and one to say, hold up, my son is starting to dislike me because of what's going on with us.
Yes.
We don't need this.
Free your kids.
So we don't need to put them in the middle of this.
Right.
Because what's going to happen, that kid will basically become in bondage of y'all relationship
right.
drama. And so now he or she can function the way that they need to function on making decisions about which college to go to, or decisions about what relationship they dealing with, because they're emotionally wrecked because of the parents, the grown ass